Just as COVID is spreading, so is fake news. For example, take a look at this viral post. It makes a series of recommendations for COVID recovery. The particular post was allegedly written by someone whose quote-unquote friend came down with COVID and received this information from a nurse. Critical care specialist Dr. Ebony Hilton joins us with more on these recommendations. Dr. Hilton, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Why is this a problem?
Right. Well, for two different reasons. One, because we should always practice evidence-based medicine, right? We know that we have broken the trust with the public because of these messages that are going around that feed into lies, into myths, and that leads to some dangerous actions by persons, which brings me to my second point of if you're following these protocols, some of the things that they're telling you to do should actually be done in the hospital. If you're that sick that you need prone ventilation, you should not be at home. You should be within the care of a medical provider.
Absolutely. Well, let's break down a few suggestions in this post, starting with the claim that says, sleep on your stomach at all times with COVID. If you can't sleep on your stomach because of health issues, then sleep on your side. Do not lay on your back no matter what, because it smashes your lungs, and that will allow fluid to set in. Dr. Hilton, what do you think about that claim?
Right. And I'm taking it that the author of that was trying to address atelectasis, which means our lungs are basically millions of tiny little balloons. And when we're staying in one position for a long time, those little balloons have a tendency to collapse. So we say to move around, right? But in this notion, we can't make blanket statements to all populations. For instance, if someone had a child, a little baby, for instance, with COVID-19, and they decided to lay that child on their back, that's not what we say. We tell them to allow them to sleep on their back. That's for that specific population. So in these workings, if we're taking these notions of what people think is standard practice, and we're giving it to people with specific disease processes, it may not be the best for their individual body. So we have to take everything with precautions. You should always talk with your medical provider on what you should do for your own health condition.
We're living in uncertain times. It's tough to keep up with the latest medical headlines.
About the market, panicked about COVID.
And how do those headlines impact you and your family? On season 13 of The Doctors, we want to empower you physically.
If I met them at dance, they would meet me at medicine.
Man, I love that. Emotionally.
If I can change my thoughts, I can change my feelings.
And medically.
He doesn't have his mask up, which is not a good thing.
This is the $1 million question, maybe the $1 trillion question. This is so critical for people to hear. We're giving you the inside track on health and wellness so that you can get back to the life you deserve. It's time to take back your power. The Doctors, now more than ever. Premieres September 21st.